Houston, does America have a problem? Well, let's take a closer look. Welcome to Theories About Things, where I pitch my theories on why some things are the way they are. If you live in the United States right now and feel optimism and see the country on an upward path, you might be in a very, very small group. At this point, it might even just be you. But for everyone else, the laundry list of problems in America seemingly has no end. The economy for the average person is hopeless. No one can afford the basic pillars of the American dream anymore. There's no confidence in the future to inspire people to settle down and have families. Most American cities are in decay. Public safety is a concern. America's infrastructure is unbefitting of the wealthiest nation in the history of the world. Trust in the government is maybe at an all-time low. Global conflict is always an ex-post away. But I think there's an even bigger problem that supersedes all of those, or at least a problem that comes before them. My theory is that the biggest problem facing the United States right now is a lack of unity. And I don't mean unity like the end of a politician's speech calling for all of us to hold hands and sing. I mean there are so many groups that make up America today that don't see each other as peers, and many times don't even like each other, or at very least, don't respect each other. In nearly every case, when people get into this topic of division, it's done in a lazy way where it gets reduced down to race. But what I'm about to lay out will show you that the amount of groups that dislike each other in this one country goes far beyond that and transcends the normal categories that you're used to hearing about. Obviously, I can't believe this needs to be explicitly said, but this isn't talking about every single person in each of the following groups. In many cases, it's probably not even the majority. But it's also not an insignificant portion where we can't start to see the outline of a problem. So, to start, there's this group, that while I'm not one that thinks that every single point they've ever made has no merit, they've indicated that they would generally consider a current white European that doesn't speak English and doesn't share any American values as more American than a non-white American citizen whose lineage has been American citizens for generations. On the flip side, many non-whites dislike whites. Many religious groups in the United States really don't like each other, often referring to each other's religions as false religions. There are people in America that love America. There are people in America that hate America. There are many people in the United States, including American citizens in many cases, that don't have a primary allegiance to the United States. They may just see America as a mechanism to build wealth, but their primary allegiance, the country that they have affection for, and the country whose well-being and continuation they truly care for, is actually the foreign country of their heritage. Even within the country, even holding race, religion, and any other conventional identifier constant, people within the United States don't respect each other across state and regional lines. People from Texas and Florida cringe when they hear people from California are moving into their states. People in coastal cities see people from the South and Midwest as people who live like it's a past century. In both cases, these are all countrymen, but it sure doesn't feel like they see it that way. I don't know for sure, but I would be shocked if many other countries operated like this. If you're watching this from another country, let me know in the comments. Do people from your country see people from other regions of that same country as completely foreign? It's becoming undeniable that the United States is in a family formation crisis. Modern dating is a disaster. No one strives for family anymore. No one even holds themselves to a standard that would make them a desirable partner to start a family with. And when you dig deeper into this subject, you see that in the United States currently, men really hate women and women really hate men. Men and women in modern American society see each other as competition, not teammates. And how about groups that are almost never included in a discussion about groups that hate each other, which are generations? For basically all of human history, every generation looked up to their elders. They valued wisdom from their elders and looked for guidance from their elders. But for maybe the first time in human history, that isn't the case anymore. In America currently, millennials and younger have no respect for baby boomers. They see baby boomers as a generation that left a disaster that now has to be fixed by younger generations. They see baby boomers as a generation that extracted everything there was to extract out of society during a much more favorable economy, leaving no opportunity for a normal life for younger generations, yet taking no accountability for it.
You did a terrible job, and I'm sorry, not all boomers, but this is your track record. And we're not saying that they're too old, where it's ageist. Oh, this because they're too old. They did this when they were in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. The silent generation and boomer generation us. And we're calling it out. It's called accountability.
Baby boomers, on the other hand, see younger generations as lazy slobs who don't want to work and spend all of their money on iced lattes and avocado toast. This is the current state of America. It's a country made up of tribes of all different races and ages and religions and any other distinction you can think of, and they all either hate each other, don't respect each other, or don't see each other as countrymen to stand shoulder to shoulder with. Now, why is this important? It's self-explanatory, but I'll explain it anyway. In the beginning of the video, I listed a long but in no way even close to complete list of problems facing America today. With the current state of America, with everyone divided across every category imaginable, you have to wonder, does everyone in the country even care that these problems get solved? Does everyone want the same solution? Is everyone willing to work alongside people they see as different in order to get to a solution? That's why I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I see this as America's biggest problem. Without this epidemic of division being solved, no other problem even has a chance of being solved. And how do we solve it? That's another topic for another day that I don't have the answer to right now. Could it be through reorganization? Could it be through influence? Could it be through providing yourself and your children with real education and real history, not the slop that comes out of public schools currently? If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments below. Despite the name of this channel, I'm not going to get into any conspiracy theories here. But what I will say is that if there were an entity behind the problems facing the United States today, they would love the lack of unity that they're seeing today because it makes their lives very easy. That's all I'll say on that. I know this was a heavy one today, but it's a conversation that we have to have, and I felt it was the right time as we're apparently watching America's decline progress more and more every day. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comment section below. Remember to drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out immensely. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.